Hi, everyone. This is Lance Edwards, dealsanddollarsclub.com, and we're here again with Mr. Ted Thomas, the master of tax lien investing. And I got to tell you guys, if you're not familiar with this, is something I learned this from Ted years ago, where I actually was making 18% on tax liens using the exact same techniques he's sharing with you here. And it's little known, and so we're very, very gracious to have and fortunate to have Ted here because he's absolute the guy. So everyone would take a lot of attention and pay attention here. So Ted, welcome again to the video interview.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to be here, and I'd love to answer your questions.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give you some tough ones here today, Ted. We're talking about tax liens, and we're doing it in all 50 states. Here's a question: is there enough for everyone? Is there enough for this to go around for everyone?
Wow, that's a great question. Okay, now let me just do a quick review. First of all, I love to go to the auctions in Texas, especially Houston, because in Houston they always have at least 200 properties for auction every month, every single month. But you know what? People want to know about tax lien certificates because they're predictable, certain, and secure. So you actually invest with the government, you get a check back from the government. So let me just show you some different counties. People ask me all the time about these different counties. So I called on the telephone. I called Tampa, Florida, and I said, listen, do you have tax certificates? They said, sure. And I said, well, how much do you pay? And they said they paid 18%. I said, wow, 18%. So then I said to the woman, I said, can you send me a list? She said, no, I can't send you the list. I said, well, how am I going to buy them? And she said, well, I don't know. And I said, wait a minute, you can't hold the list. She said, I tell you what, she said, you have to call the newspaper and get the list. So I called the newspaper and I got the list. Now, you're not going to believe this when you see it, but when I pull this up, this is going to be one of the lists. I'm going to hold it up. It's a newspaper. There's no pictures in here. There's just a list of tax lien certificate. There's 18,000 on this list. There's 40,000 on this list that all pay 18%. Now that's just one. Let me show you another one. Okay. Now this is a county. This is another county, also in Florida. Okay. Look at this. Look at that newspaper. Look how thick that is. Okay. There's over 30,000 certificates. No pictures. I'll try and get it up close so the camera pick it up. Those are just property.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's how many there is. And there's 3,000 counties in the United States, and there's another 1,400 municipalities. They all have tax certificates. They can't sell them all. Take my word for it. I've been 25 years in this business. They can't sell them all. So that'll give you some idea of how many are available.
All right, here's another question. And so, Ted, is this business okay for little old ladies and their money? So, let's discuss tax lien certificates. I'd like to give my customers a fresh look at this investment, and then maybe have some examples of people that have made money, maybe a case history or that kind of information. But keep in mind, I'm going to take care of the little old ladies. Is this going to be good for them as well?
Actually, it is. I have two perfect examples. First, I should tell you this. I should tell you, women are better at this than men. And the reason for that is it's real simple. The women will follow directions. So if they'll just follow our directions step by step, they can do this. But the guys, they say, oh, I know how to do that. They go out and they do it. They do whatever they want to do.
So they want to fix it.
They want to fix it, exactly. So here's all that has to happen. I'm going to show you a woman right now. She's in West Palm Beach, Florida. Now, she's a stock market investor. Now, stock market, nothing wrong with the stock market, but, it goes up like this and then sometimes go down, down, down. So you got to pay attention. Tax certificate is much easier than that. So she's going to show you exactly how she does it, and she's going to do it online. So you guys just watch this video, and you'll see that she's going to explain what she did. And she bought, well, I won't tell you how many she bought. You guys count them up, and she's going to show you right now. Here she comes.
Stocks are volatile. I've lost money in them before. With Ted's program, it's an online program. You buy everything online. I got 48, averaging 8-9%. Some of them are earning 18%. It's an awesome program. It's a safe, secure way to earn a whole lot better interest rate than the banks are giving you at a half or a 1%. The little guy can do it. You can have a couple of $1,000s and invest. Most of the liens that I purchased were a couple $100s. Under $1,000. So it's a secure program. I wish I had known this years ago.
All right, now I'm back, folks. Now here's another woman, and she lived in a state that only sold tax deeds. Now, tax deeds means they sell you the property. She said, oh, I don't want any property. She said, I don't want any toilets, tenants, trash, termites. I don't want any of that stuff. I said, why don't you just buy tax there? So we taught her how to do it online. So that's exactly what she did. And listen to what she said. And I want you to notice that both of these women are 60 years old plus. 60 years plus. Here she comes.
I've chosen this as my retirement investment venue. I'm tired of watching stock portfolios and mutual funds go up and down and up and down. So I got online and looked in a lot of different counties to see who paid the highest interest rate, who had the easiest system to actually buy certificates. So I've found this amazing vehicle through TED's system where you can buy something that's very high return, 18% in my case, and higher, 36% in some cases. The first tax liens I bought 3 of them for $2,273. I wanted to try it, just see if it was something that was safe and would pay off. I got those certificates in the mail, put them in my drawer, and waited. Next thing I know, months later, I got a check in the mail for $3,159. That was an 18% annual return on my money. It's an amazing world that's opened up to me with this system. And the main thing is I've taken control of it, and I found something very safe with a high return. And I'm going to have enough money for retirement now. I feel confident about that.
Okay, Ted, so let's just check this. Now, so can my clients and those that are watching the video right now, can they make $5,000, $10,000, even $25,000 on one single tax deal?
Absolutely. So let's talk about this, okay? Now, we show people how to take a simple thumb drive like we produce for them, a thumb drive, plug it into their computer, and they can locate every property in the United States. Now, let me say that again. We have a thumb drive that will give you access to 100 million properties in the United States, all right? Now, once you're there, you can research the value of the property. So if you get an auction list like this, or just a one-page one, you can look up the value before you ever go to the auction, so you know what the tax assessed value is. And while I'm talking, we're going to put it up on the screen, and this is going to happen on the screen while I'm talking. What you're seeing on the screen now is Bob Schumacher, and he's standing on a lake, as you guys can see. Now, this property he found, it was worth $39,000 according to the tax collector. All right, so he decided to go to that auction. Now, it's a nice lakefront. It's a beautiful lake. As a matter of fact, it's a bass lake where twice a year they go there and they have a contest to see who can get the most bass. So sure enough, he goes there. It's worth $3,900. He goes to the auction. But as Lance will tell you, sometimes you get to the auction, someone else is bidding. There's 2 people bidding for the same property. So the property had a tax on it of $1,000, but it was worth, as you can see, $39,000. So the bidding started back and forth, and sure enough, he ended up paying $3,700. Now that's 10 cents on the dollar, so that was pretty good. Now I teach all my clients, I'm a little different than most real estate guys. Most real estate guys will say, buy it low, sell it high. Well, I don't do that. I buy it low, and then I put it on Craigslist and eBay, and I sell it low. So we told him the property's worth $39,000, sell it low. So he put it on Craigslist, he put it on eBay, and he put it in the local paper. He sold it for $24,000. Now look at the screen. He paid $37,000. He sold it for $24,000. He made a $20,000 profit, and he only invested $3,700. How good is that? Now, when he finished telling me about that, and I was videotaping him, I said to him, Bob, is this the best deal you ever had? And I want you guys to listen real close. My question was, is this the best deal you ever had? And let's see what he says.
I'd have to say that the best dollar-for-dollar deal I've ever done on a piece of land, it happened in Oklahoma. I went out to an outlying county and I bought a tax lien. The tax lien was on a 25-acre piece of land. The tax lien was only $67.12. You'd think that nobody would ever abandon a piece of land for that small of a tax bill, but things like that do happen. And guess what? Those people never did pay that tax. They never redeemed that tax lien, and I ended up getting the tax deed to that property. I eventually sold that piece of land for $22,500. It's not uncommon to make $10,000 or $20,000 off of a deal.
Ted, that's fabulous. That's outstanding. You know, I'm continuing to be amazed at how much money people can make through the tax lien and tax deed business. It sounds unbelievable. So let's make sure you understands that. You're saying the law requires payment of that money to my client, to whoever I'm working with, whoever's doing this, the law requires that they get paid on those taxes. Is that right?
Okay, that's a good question. Now, here's what happens with a tax certificate. You raise your hand like this. You buy the certificate. Now, remember, it's just a piece of paper. That's what you bought. Okay, but that piece of paper gives you rights in the property. Now, you have a right in front of the bank. You now bought the tax position on the property, so you have a right to get paid. Now, only two things can happen with a tax certificate. Only two. So people talk about the stock market, or the puts and calls and options and all that kind of stuff. There's only two things. One, you get paid. And the other one, the second thing that you get is if you don't get paid, you get the property. So it's the law in every county, in every state in the United States. You either get paid or you get the property. It's one or the other. Now think about this. You raised your hand. You bought a certificate for $500. You might want to go home and start praying that those people don't pay. Because you don't pay. You get the idea? So we have people, they're raising their hand. I want to buy it. I want to buy it. And they hope people don't pay. But quite frankly, you need to know 98%, 97, 98% of these certificates, you're going to get all your money back plus the high interest. So if you buy a certificate, you're going to get your money back. But if you buy a deed, you're going to get the property.
Ted, I know you live in Florida, and I've done things in Florida as well. But can you show our viewers now and people that are watching some examples of someone making money buying properties at auctions in Florida, which is your backyard?
Absolutely. Florida's a popular state for this. We're coming up on May. In the month of May, they will have 1 million tax lien certificates available. That means 1 million people won't pay the tax. But the real money is, because you have real estate people, the real money is you want to go to the tax deed auction because now you can get a property. And so this woman that you're about to see, and by the way, women do very well at this business because it's clean, it's neat, and they don't try to fix them up and make that big profit. They just want to buy them and quickly sell them. So nothing wrong. Everybody's got a little different approach to it. And so this woman came to me and she had just been through a divorce. And she got a nice settlement in her divorce. But she didn't know real estate. She didn't know it. So she gave her money to a broker. And that was unfortunate because she gave the money to the broker, and you know the rest of that story. He didn't do very well with her money. So now she came to me, and she's almost desperate. So I got her started, and she started buying at the tax defaulted auction. That means she was going to get properties, and you'll be amazed at how many she did. Her first year, she bought 7 properties, and we're just going to give you a 1-minute version of this, and she's going to tell you her story. Every one of you that are watching could do the same thing. You can do it in Texas, you can do it in California, you can do it in any state in the United States. She just picked Florida because she lived there. It was her place to get started. So here she is, and she's going to tell you what she did.
This is the best time to be using Ted's system. In these horrible economic times with all the foreclosures and all the things that are happening with people, I've bought more properties than I would have dreamed possible. In my first year, I bought 7 different properties. I sold them and made over $125,000. I mean, is that amazing for somebody who had no experience at this, didn't know anything? I didn't even know what a tax deed was. I bought an office condo, I bought residential property, I bought a lot, I bought a boat slip for yachts. Just like this property right here. I bought this at a tax auction. I paid a little over $5,400, $5,418.03, and I sold it less than a month later for over $70,000, $75,000. I made a $70,000 profit, and these people got a house for $50,000 less than all the houses in the neighborhood were selling for. Is that amazing or what? I made money. They got a great deal. I love Ted. His system is the best.
Ted, thank you so much. And for everyone, we have a webinar coming up where the master himself, Mr. Ted Thomas, is going to be teaching how the tax lien investing, how tax deed investing works. You absolutely need to be there. I can personally attest to this system works. Ted's system works. I've used it. I've done it, earned 16%, 17%, 18%. Ted's been showing how you do it all over this country and do it internationally and do it over the internet. Make sure you join Ted on the webinar.